Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. So it's coming up to the end of September and it's time to have a look around whether we've actually made a recovery this season or not. So if you remember my last videos, you'll know that we've had a really poor season this year. The rain's been really bad, the temperature's just not got up to scratch. We've been, it's just been really cold, it's been really miserable, but September's looking all right so far. A few squash growing back there. I mean, hopefully these vines will stay a little bit healthier for a little bit longer, and we'll get those vines we'll get those squash to full maturity, and we'll get a couple to save over winter. When this fig tree has come on absolutely beautiful. So this is a replacement fig tree from the old one. The old one died for no apparent reason. It just died one day, and this was a cutting that we'd taken from it, and it's come up and it's been a nice replacement for it, but it's right in the middle of the garden, so I don't know if that's the best place for it. We'll have to take some more cuttings and find some alternative places, maybe espalier some. I don't know if people have tried espaliering fig trees, but we can have a go at it. This is the first time ever that this arch here has never produced fruit. So we've got a bottle gourd up this side and a wax gourd up this side, and neither have produced fruit, and that's the first time that I've ever seen it do that. This squash plant has gone absolutely ginormous. It's taken over most of the garden, but can I see any squash? I mean, this is supposed to be a crown prince, but I can't see any squash anywhere. We've had some flowers, but no squash. And we're getting loads of tomatoes. If you haven't already topped your tomatoes, make sure you're topping them. And make sure that you're giving them enough protection. Just keep an eye on the temperatures just in case temperatures start to drop, and you've got to pick them early, and then you can ripen them at home inside. But temperature is still looking stable for now, so it's looking all right. We're getting loads of tomatoes, still loads of, we're picking them ripe straight off the vine. But if the temperatures do start dropping, then I'll pick the green ones, take them inside, and we'll figure out what we're going to do with them. Whether we're going to make some sort of basi with the green tomatoes, or what we'll do. So remember the disaster I had with my naga seeds? We've got, my naga seed has produced fruit. We've got one naga that's going up to maturity. That one was going to be one that we're going to definitely save for seed. And my naga plants will continue, alhamdulillah. Loads of amaranth here. My snake gourd for some reason just decided to die, so we had all these young snake gourds on it and the plants just withered away. I've got to figure out what's happened to that, whether the temperature's got it. We have had some cold nights. I don't know whether the temperature's got it or whether there's some kind of insect that's damaged the roots. We've not had loads of aubergines this year, but we are getting a few. Oh, that's a little spike. Be careful. Aubergine plants are prickly, I've just found out. We've got amaranth that we'll save for seed, and we'll get loads for growing next year. Hyacinth beans have been really good this year. So one thing about we're picking hyacinth beans all the time. My mum cooked hyacinth beans with fish this morning, and that's what we had for lunch. It was absolutely delicious. So there's loads of hyacinth beans growing everywhere, and that plant looks like it's going to stay good for a good while longer. Look at that, and the flowers are just so pretty. Look at that. Look how vivid that purple is. There is some space down here where nothing much really grew, so I'm going to bring some of those plant pots from outside where we've got chilies and aubergines and come and dump them in here and give them that little bit of protection, and see if we can just push them to produce something just a little bit. Just trying to extend the season just a little bit. The ones that survived haven't actually done too bad. Look at them. So these plants that have fallen over, they're ready for picking. So yeah, I mean, the ones that survived did all right actually. They're a good size. That one, I'm going to leave the ones that haven't fallen over. Yeah, so all these little ones I'll leave. But there's a good few onions there, not bad. So these beans were really damaged by that branch falling. The arch was completely wrecked. We're trying to survive, keep the beans going as long as we can. There's a few that we've left on the vine to try and save some seed for next year. But yeah, I mean, these are purple French beans. Just leaving these on to try and save some seed for next year. But it's a real shame about what happened. Bangla Hodu. Bangla Hodu. Everyone loves the Bangla Hodu. The vine looks really healthy up top and it's doing really strong. We've picked 1, 2, I think we picked 3 Bangla Hodus, a good healthy size. Let's see if I can find a picture for you to have a look at. But there's a few little ones bagged up. Is that going to come to anything? Maybe, 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 just maybe. Look at the size of these runner beans. Woo-hoo-hoo! Look at that. Look at the size of those runner beans, absolutely massive. Let's just see if those seeds go to maturity, because these are the runner beans that Gaz Oakley gave me, so the Avant Garden vegan. So he came up and visited and he gave me some runner bean seeds, and they're the ones that we planted and they're the ones that we're trying to keep going and we'll plant for next year. The most important part of them is to keep them and save them for next year. So we've got my other bean arch over here. We've got loads of runner beans coming off here and they're doing quite well. Some of them need picking because they've gone over. They've gone a bit tough. So that's the first marrow of the season. It's nothing like what Dean grows. So Dean grows some absolutely huge, massive, stonking marrows, wheelbarrow sized marrows. We've had a few courgettes, nothing like normal, but we've had them. They came late, but we got a couple. So just count our blessings. We're getting absolutely tons of potatoes. These asparagus plants have been left to fern and they need to be done something with. Sit up there. And these are the potatoes that are growing wood chips. So just purely in wood chips. Oh, look at the size of that one, massive. What we've noticed is the potato, normally what I'd do with the potatoes is I'd leave them in the ground as long as possible. But what we've noticed is the potatoes are getting a bit sluggy this year. So you can see like that, they're getting a little bit sluggy. And so that's why I'm going to go for a full harvest and pick them all. And then we'll store them somewhere a little bit safer. But that sluggy one can go back in the ground. And rot in there. And then hopefully grow for next year. But you can see all these. This is going to be my a perennial potato patch. So going forward, that's all I'm going to grow here. Just perennial, potatoes non-stop. I'm not going to bother doing a crop rotation on here as such. But what I am going to do is I'm going to plant cover crops right now. So as soon as all of this patch is cleared, cover crops are going down while I've still got chance, while the temperature is still warm enough for them to get established. So look, the wood chips are breaking down, absolutely gorgeous. So if you were going to start a garden, there's absolutely no reason you couldn't start a garden with just wood chips. Because after a season, they break down and turn into this. And you've got the perfect growing medium for pretty much anything you want. So there's a lovely, good sized potato. And so the pink and white ones, these are King Edwards. And you know I like King Edward potatoes. And the red ones, these are Desiree. Desiree have got to be my favourite, but that's a lovely size King Edward, isn't it? It's chips tonight, boys. Oh, yeah. It's there we go. And chips makes me a happy boy. Some good potatoes coming here. Nice ones. Look at the size of that. Wow. It's as big as your head.
My head.
So I'm just going to rake flat the bed, and I'm not going to leave this bed to rest. I'm going to get something planted straight away. So these are mustard. Do you know, if you have problems with things like wireworm, then plant it, especially with potatoes, planting mustard straight after is a really good idea, because it's a way of controlling that wireworm for next year. And plant thick. Do you know, this is all self-save seed, so let a few plants go to seed, do you know, when you plant them or when you grow them, and you'll have seed forever. And plant them really thick. You want it as green as possible on here. I'm just going to cut them in. Overall, it's not been a fantastic season, but our potatoes have come good. Look at the size of that, absolutely gorgeous. So on that note, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe for regular updates. I'm sorry I'm not getting these videos out as regular as I would have liked, but I'm really busy at the moment and I'm really struggling for time. So thanks for all your support. I'll see you in the next one. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.